Sorry for the delay. Everyone. Stuff, you know. I want to know. Yeah, dude. That's the motivational thing in the morning. I listen to
Again, trying to see what's new.
yeah.
My boy and I agreement to set before.
So funny because I think the same thing. Listen, like you said, I remember what you said.
I don't know.
I have to know how to do some of the work on my computer at home.
Yeah.
So, literally about 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. That's why I don't see myself participating that as much. This, just volume button. You get yeah. Exactly.
Still waiting on them to deliver their contract.
Okay. But you're still in the works right now.
She said on Friday, she goes, yeah, we have the contract.
Yeah, like you said, you don't want to be too anxious either. So you're
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a once a week thing, I think, at this point.
yeah.
Or, you know, like the next call is like, what's your date? I don't get it. It's gonna be middle of September. Like, next week essentially.
Hey,
John. Yeah.
How are you? How are you? Hi. Stay together some more. I missed you.
You know, getting all this together. I want to download that.
I was struggling. I get caught up in so many different things happening.
Oh, good.
You know, like for instance, Ford. And I'm like, why are you drilling so much?
Shit.
Yeah.
Also was on I feel like it's such a time suck.
Yeah.
Looking at photos and other people's regulars, you know. You know, for the marketing aspect of it, like I guess you have to do that, or I mean, it's kind of fun because hey, what's your birthday?
It's a good practice, but
That's Frank's thing. I think you'd be the best.
Oh, dude, by the way.
Took a couple takes, but
Yeah, sure. Oh, my cue the porn music.
I love all the
We're in campus.
Why not? Only seen
And we hung out yesterday. For a few minutes.
He said you better buy your very expensive.
You know, like 10 people, like half an hour, you know. That's incredible.
He just like, I leave him at the golf course by himself. I'm sure he's just like having a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he does.
It's the Australians. So. All right, so.
Rules changed this weekend. Right, so just want to talk about that briefly because everyone is talking about.
I was at a few different open houses yesterday.
You were at
A few different open houses yesterday, and a few of the people were adhering to the new rules,
okay.
and a few of them were not.
Okay.
And it was just kind of like, when I saw it in play, I was like, okay, this makes sense. It doesn't seem like it's a real hardship for anybody.
Okay.
They're still signing
I
in.
hosted one.
You hosted an open house?
Yeah, with the form, and the only comment I got back from it was that a couple came in with their agent and he said it looked like a lease document. He said, I look like I'm signing a lease.
The buyer's agent. Said
Not the
that?
buyer's agent. The buyer said
the
that,
visitor,
kind
the
of
visitor.
jokingly though.
Visitor came in
Yes.
with his agent. And you
Yeah.
asked, and okay, and he signed the OHNA, the open house non-agency.
Yeah. And he
then
just
put it-
jokingly said it kind of looked like he was signing a lease, but he
Okay.
still signed it.
Okay,
I thought if they come in with an agent, they don't have to sign.
so good question, good question. So, if someone comes into your listing with their agent, they don't need to sign in. Can answer questions to their agent. But once they start asking, then they need to sign, or their agent needs to sign them in and put their name down. And then you can start asking them questions, right? Then you can answer their questions. That makes sense? I think it makes sense, right? So yeah, if they come in together and they're asking questions, I can direct my answers to the listing agent or to the buyer's agent. But once buyers start asking questions directly, I would say, can you please just sign here and put your agent's name down? Or I'll just say to the agent, can you sign in for both of you? Right? So,
I mean, this broker or their agent had let their buyers ask me instead of her communicating with me.
okay, so the buyer was asking you direct question.
Right. But they
and
had already signed it
They
when
signed
they
it,
got there.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
You're done. So this is really about transparency. And visitors that come into properties need to know that you're there to represent the seller. And anything they say can and will be used against them. You're there to
Justice.
you're there to represent the seller. So if they tell you something that's bad for them, that information is going to the seller. Or the other thing is that you know if they have an agent or not. I like to know if someone has an agent when they come into my property. Right? Because if they have an agent, I don't want to discuss any negotiation. My negotiating should be with their agent, not with them. Right?
Right. A couple of agents that I saw, they were studying,
They were
they
studying
were studying, yeah,
the forms.
the new forms and taking notes just in case
Yeah.
people came in and started asking.
So this is what's gonna happen the next couple of months, right? People are gonna start to just get, familiar with the forms. The burden has really been put on us to use them for showings now. So now we have to decide which form we're using when we take a buyer out. The easiest form is the longest one. That's the one that's always been in existence, the buyer representation agreement. That's the easiest form because once we have that signed, we don't have to sign anything else. The buyer representation agreement covers everything we're going to show our client. But if we're just going to take our client out to see 1 to 3 properties, then we're going to use the property showing agreement, the PSRA. Property showing residential agreement.
So what happens if the client goes and sees the property without?
Without you. So a client that walks into a property without their agent is going to be shown a form called OHNA. And the client will sign that and they can put your name down.
Hopefully,
If they don't put your name down, that's fine.
that's fine too.
That's fine too, because it's a non-agency disclosure. It's just saying the buyer has not made up their mind yet. That's totally fine. Okay, that's also fine.
So after the fact is not too late.
No, not too late. The issue is just having a conversation. When a visitor walks in, they need to know who the agent that's doing the showing that's already there is representing. And the agent that's already there should know if they have an agent or not. It's really that simple. And they can change their mind at any time.
Gotcha.
Another thing is the property showing form is only good for 30 days. And the buyer representation agreements are now only good for 3 months. It can't be longer than that. Okay, so it's 30 days on the property showing. I'm saying 90 days, but it's three months on the old form, the BRPC. Okay, there's no continuation on the showing agreement. That means if you take your client into a property on day 28 of your property showing agreement,
I mean, it doesn't make sense because you're gonna have it signed either the day before or the day of, but if you have a property showing agreement and it's filled out for 30 days, which is the maximum. And let's say you're trying to get your buyer in, trying to get your buyer in, trying to get your buyer in, you finally get in on day 28, it's only good for 2 days. So if they decide to write their offer with someone else 3 days later, you're out. There's no continuation period. So
Sign
on the buyer rep agreement, there is a continuation period. You can have a 1-day buyer rep agreement or a 5-day or 10-day up to 3 months. Then you can have a 90-day, 180-day continuation period. Anything you show them during that period, there's a continuation period after it expires. Right? So that still stays. Yeah.
And how about, let's say that it expires and we already in escrow, is it still good or how does it work?
That's a great question. The way that I'm reading it, it needs to be extended while you're in escrow. It's a great question because it's not clear.
Yeah, they can easily get out of it,
But they're already in escrow, but
but not to pay the buyer's commission.
But at that point, escrow documents have gone out and the escrow documents should have been signed and returned. But it's a very good question because I was also thinking that. It's the way I was reading it, it needs to be extended. It should be extended past the close of escrow. Yeah. I'm sure they'll fix it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, but I have found things
Yeah.
that were fixed. That I found things that didn't make sense and then it's fixed. Every single, like when we go on to car.org, we're always going to have the most recent up-to-date contract. When you use the desktop version of ZipForms, the installed software, every time you run it, it checks to see if forms have been updated and it asks you, would you like to download updated forms? Every single time I've run it, it said, would you like to download updated forms? So they're being constantly updated every single day. Yeah, they are. They're being constantly tweaked. Okay. Okay, let's just talk really quick, the old way and the new way. The old way and the new way. The old way is listing brokers used to pay buyers brokers. That's the old way. So this is what changed. Listing brokers used to pay buyers brokers. That's not happening anymore. Sellers and buyers pay brokers. Brokers don't pay other brokers. Sellers and buyers pay. That's it. So when you're sitting with a seller and the seller says, oh, I heard I don't have to pay any more part. Of course you have to pay commissions. With a seller should be told at the time of the listing, every single offer that they're going to get is going to ask them to pay commission. Expected, just like the seller is being asked to pay county transfer taxes, city transfer taxes, HOA fees, buyer side commission. It's just going to be another checkbox.
But that rate can change in every offer.
Everything in an offer is negotiable. But a seller should expect that every single offer they receive will be asking them to pay the buyer side commission. Right? They're going to be asked to pay for termite. They're going to be asked to pay for whatever. It's part of the offer. So, hope that makes it easy. Our initial reaction is, oh, there's no more conditions. No, that's not true. There are conditions. All right. So today is Ignite. And we're talking about keeping your leads. Keeping every lead. Wouldn't that be nice?
How do you do that?
How do you keep every lead? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out from Gary Killer.
Someone text me with the key. It's like leads are everything.
Every single person is a lead.
Have a few?
Hey JJ, we can't hear you over here.
Uh-oh.
It's just Robert mumbling in the doorway.
Oh, that was Robert mumbling in the doorway. Can you hear me now?
Remember this thought. If you
I can
chase
hear you, JJ.
10 habits, you catch none of them. So the artificial intelligence that command gives you chases them while you focus on 2 or 3. You grab them, you catch one, you catch the next one, you catch the next one. If you're actively doing business. And then the AI on command is going to chase the rest for you. That's how you leverage. And I know that's what it's over.
Tell us what you're saying. I don't know. I didn't get it.
I'm saying,
You're talking about AI in command.
if you're brand new, it seems easy. After you get beyond about 7 leads that you're chasing and working with, it starts to get hard. And you don't know which lead to chase or which ones to deal with. So you start losing leads. If you're chasing too many at the same time, there's no way your brain and your abilities can keep up. So Command has lead generation systems that will drip to those buyers or sellers if you're chasing too many, so long as you slow down now, set it up. So it will drip to them. And it looks like it's exactly Kiyomi talking. There's programs already there in Command when you load in your database that other agents said, hey, this is a really successful way of following up with your buyer, following up with your seller. You program it in and it looks like it's Kiyomi talking constantly. Then when they actually call you, Kiyomi picks up the phone. They think she's talked to her. They've sent out 6 texts or emails already. The systems are there. You don't have to reinvent it. It's already there. Just copy other top agents anywhere in the US and they'll say, yeah, take mine, just click it, copy it and paste it to your system and it starts working. So then suddenly you become like 10 agents. And then the ones that are live and they want to do business right now, you grab that rabbit, you grab that lead, you close that deal, you write that offer, you list that house. And the other ones that look like they're warm, but they're not, it's going to chase. If you use that shortcut, or you like other agents, you just try to keep hitting stuff, but you're always going to miss stuff. And here's the
We
thing.
need you to teach a class here.
You, you don't know which ones sometimes are going to buy because there's what's called low reaction. They're quiet. And most agents, when I was brand new, they said, Robert, go talk to that guy over there at the open house because he's talking. I found the quiet ones, for instance, at an open house, they have gold on their chest. They don't want to show it to you because they say, I'm about to sell. Everyone attacks. So I go for the quiet ones.
That's me. I'm the quiet one.
I go for the quiet ones because they have money. And you got to show them why you're better, why you're with the top company in the world, why you're number one, and why we're ranked number one if you're talking to a seller by J.D. Powers Associates, we're representing buyers. Or why Nike's number 2 in the world in training its employees, and Keller Williams is number 1 of all corporations. Show them why you're different and why they should work with you, and they will. It will. And your problem starts to become, as I was walking by the door, how do you chase all these leads? How do you keep all of them? And at least Command, if you start using it immediately, it's going to make your life simple and you're going to make a lot more money faster. And if you haven't been using it, it's okay. Start immediately and start using it. At first, it seems a little spooky. If you adapt crossbow before everyone else, you're going to start achieving at a much higher level. That's all.
So
And
Command is an amazing contact management system with this flow. So cultivating everybody is what Robert's saying, putting everyone on a smart plan, cultivating, getting them to an appointment. So sellers getting them to an appointment, buyers getting them to an appointment, and then making them active, signing them as a list, sending them a listing, or listing buyers with a buyer rep agreement. And then the goal is to get them under contract and
Gary
close.
Keller usually wears a T-shirt at mega camp and family reunions with his theme of the moment. In the past, it was charge the storm, meaning the only animal that charges a storm, and the reason they do it is they get through the storm twice as fast as a buffalo. He wants us to be a buffalo and charge the storm. Every other animal runs away from the storm, so the storm is twice as long. When you charge the storm, you get through it faster. This time at Mega Camp, I just came back from a few days ago, he was wearing a T-shirt and it just said, do the work,
Do the work.
He didn't work. So, and everything he talked about, the other people on stage, it was like, Gary goes, no, it's the same, just work, just do the work. Buyer's agreement. No, just sign a buyer's agreement and move forward. Nothing's changed. And so don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. Go back to basics. Just do the work. That's it. And
Do it.
if you
Just do
get
it.
scared of this stuff and you're sitting back thinking, you're doing less doing. So it's just do the work, do the work. And you know what? If everyone in this room and online just did the work, you guys would fly by everyone else. Because trust me, everyone else is thinking, excusing and thinking. No, stop thinking, do the work. That's it. And JJ's the best at that. I'll leave you with JJ's.
Thank you. Yeah, just do it.
I gotta go do
That
more.
was just
Make your calls, just make your phone.
introduction.
I have a question online. What does it matter who asks questions? If they want to write, they'll write. So what matters is that we have law. That's the issue. What does it matter who asks questions? If the listing agent is asking the question, or the buyer's agent asks questions, or the buyer themselves is asking questions, who cares if they're gonna write an offer, they're gonna write an offer. The problem is that we now have this burden on us to have these forms signed. And if this is, it's not just us, this is nationwide. Every single agent across the country has to deal with this. Canada's next. It's gonna happen shortly. Now, here's something really interesting. We have to abide by this because we are realtors. However, January 1st, 2025, this becomes law for every licensee, whether you're a realtor or not.
Oh,
So it really doesn't matter if you're a realtor. If you're a realtor, if you're a licensed real estate person, even if you're not a realtor, the law will start applying to you January 1st, 2025. So has to do with everybody. It is law. Okay,
but that also depends on which office you work for. This is a realtor office.
it depends which office you're working for until the end of the year. Once the beginning of the next year, it doesn't matter. Then it's law. Okay, session.
Times they are changed.
It's not gonna change.
Said that.
All right, so let's look at Ignite, but real quick, I mean, you know, the name of today is keep every lead. This, you know, we pay a monthly fee to Keller Williams. It includes our technology fee. We should use it. This is, if you were to subscribe to something like this individually, it would be very expensive. So it comes with our tech fee. We should embrace it. It's pretty awesome. I've heard agents be concerned that if they share their client's contact information, that it becomes the property of Keller Williams, or Keller Williams will contact them after the fact, or they can't delete their clients. It's not true. It's not true. If you put leads in here and they're in your contacts, okay? Once they're in your contacts, if you delete somebody, okay, here, Peter. Hi, Peter, deleting you. Okay, here's what happens. If I go to Peter and I can go here and I can go archive. I don't have a delete. See, that's the issue. Agents are saying I can't delete them. I can archive them. Okay, are you sure you want to archive this contact? Yes. Okay, Peter just went away. All right. Now, if I could justifiably say, hey, KW still has Peter in their contact information because I didn't delete Peter. Okay, here's where you need to go to actually delete Peter. So you'd have to go to settings. I'm just showing you that you can do, yeah, that you can do this. So in command settings, here's contacts, and I can go to my contact archive. Okay, here is where I can restore or actually completely delete Peter. So I'm going to restore him. I might have to. Not sure. Should have clicked his link. See, yeah, he's already restored. If I go to contacts, Peter should be there. Yeah, he's there. So it's not, don't think that you can't delete people. Yes, you can't delete them. There's a protection in here that if you delete someone by accident, that you can go to your archive and retrieve them. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay. All right, so let's get through today. Ignite. Keep every lead. All right, let's see what Gary Keller has to say. I've been here 20 years now, 20 years in real estate. Oh, God. 20 years, I just can't believe it. Where's the time gone? I've been in this office for 12. I love contracts. Yeah, it's not that I love houses. I don't love houses. I love making money. You get big commissions in this business. All right, Wednesday and Thursday, 11 o'clock. I go over everything you need to know to be an agent on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 11. Now, you're not going to fully know everything until you're actually doing a deal Every single deal you do is different. I learn something still 20 years later. Every single deal I do, I learn something. Always. There is no deal I do where I don't learn something. So that's kind of the fun of it, right? If it was constant, never changing, then that would be boring. So it's a fun business because every piece of real estate's different. You're gonna learn something different every deal. But when you are actually in a deal, writing an offer, taking a listing, you know, we're gonna investigate the property together. We're gonna write the offer. Don't worry, I'm here for you. I will help. On Thursday mornings at 10, I teach out of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book by Gary Keller. So we do that. All right, let's go into Ignite, which is taught in every Keller Williams around the world. All right. So this is it's a 20 course class. If you guys want to do Ignite on your own, if you decide you wake up and one day and you're just like, you know what, I'm going to start from the beginning, step one, and I'm going to follow every single thing Gary Keller says step by step. Then go into command. You're going to go to agent.kw.com. Agent.kw.com is going to take you to your homepage in command, and you're going to click this connect button right up there in the upper left, connect, and you'll search for Ignite, which is this course. And boom, right here, you will go into Ignite. And actually, you can purchase the course materials, but you don't need to do that. So I'm just going to hit back. Here is the Ignite Student Manual. This is it. So this was updated July 31st, 2024. All right, so you're going to go there. It's a PDF. It's going to get all 20 classes. Not only that, it's going to have bonus material. It's not just the 20 classes. Just the 20 classes. So here, like here, 10.1, we're doing today to keep every lead. That's number 10. But if you keep going in this manual, it has conversations to spark your career. There's scripts and dialogues in the back of this. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff going on. So a lot of conversation stuff, door knocking, lead generation conversations, lead follow-up conversations. So there's a lot of stuff. I would suggest everyone download that full manual. All right. All right. So today's agenda. What is lead follow-up? How to lead follow-up? What's lead follow-up? All right, plus. What is lead follow-up? So the life of a lead. So this is likelihood of a move and tone. This is saying that people are probably going to move every 7 to 10 years. This used to be 5 to 7, and it has shifted to 7 to 10. People are staying longer in their properties. We might even have a weird kind of shift because we went through a long-term low interest rate period, and that might prevent people from moving. People might not want to give up their low interest rate. So this could actually get longer. The question for you is, who are you going after? Are you going after everybody, or do you want to focus on people that have already lived in a property for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, who are getting ready to move? So that's up to you. All right. I think you should do everybody, but give extra effort to people that have been there a while. So everybody is going to fall into one of these categories. Possible business, probable business, profitable. People say anything is possible. That's not true. Anything is not possible. I can't be an astronaut right now. Like, that's not possible. So anything is not possible. But there are things that are possible. Is everyone possible business? Yeah, everyone is possible business. The only person that's not possible business for me is someone that's signed a buyer representation agreement exclusive. Right? So if an agent has a buyer, their buyer signed a buyer representation agreement exclusive, it's not possible. Actually, it's still possible. Anything, it is possible, because if a buyer signs a buyer rep agreement exclusive, they can still use another agent to write an offer. They'll just owe the other agent a commission also. right? So that is possible. Everyone, yeah, everyone's possible business.
They can cancel it.
They can cancel it. Yes, but if they don't cancel it, I can still write their offer. They're just gonna owe the other agent a commission. Right, okay, so everyone is possible business. I'm just trying to think who couldn't be possible business if they're dead. Of course, they're not possible business, but everyone is possible business. Something I learned from Josh Spitzin, um, a big aha moment that I had at a meeting that he was conducting here was it's up to me on a listing appointment to convey my value to the seller enough where they have to think that they have to have me as their listing agent. Like they have to have me. Like even if their best friend was an agent, I need to do something on that listing appointment. They find me so valuable that they would try to figure out how to break the news to their best friend, how they're not using them. Right? If I'm not being hired by that seller, they didn't find my value enough. I didn't convey my value to what they need. Like, so I really need to analyze my seller, the value that I'm bringing to them. Sharon, when you're preparing for your listing appointment, ask yourself, what's the most important thing to this seller? Every seller wants to sell their property for the most money in the shortest amount of time. That's every seller. You have to go beyond that. What would even be more important to this? All right, probable business. So my wife would call certain people that I've been talking to, prospecting. She would call them zero probability. JJ, why are you wasting your time talking to that person? They are zero probability. That's what she would say to me. And I would say, you never know. You never know. You never know. She'd say zero. Zero probability.
Who's right more than more?
We're not gonna go there. My wife's always right, of course.
Smart man.
So yeah, we're not gonna go there. And you guys just have to, spend your time with people who are more probable, right? If you're dealing with someone whose family member is an agent, that is going to be less probable than someone who doesn't have a family member who's an agent, right? I don't want to work for someone, oh, my cousin, I forgot they need to write my offer, sorry, right? That's what you don't want to have. So just work with people who are more probable. Profitable business, that's of course what we want. So, let's just see if Gary Keller has written anything about profitable business. So basically, most people will only talk to one agent, most people. 73 to 82%. 83% of buyers only talk to one agent, 82% of sellers only talk to one agent. So for us, it's just keeping in touch with people. That's it. Just keeping reminding them, hey, don't forget, I am your agent. All right. In the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, if you aren't first or second in their mind, you probably won't get the business. Okay, so we have to stay top of mind. That is the goal. If you ask anyone, name 3 agents, they'll probably think for a minute or less to come up with one. Number 2 is going to be really hard, but maybe they'll get there. Number 3, also really hard. You need to be the first person they think about. You do that. You need to contact every single person in your database at least once a quarter. That's a phone call. At least once a quarter, you have to contact everybody. Okay. Depending on the size of your database, that might take you all, depending on how big your database is. But you have to consistently remind everyone that you're there. Otherwise, they're not going to think of you for sure. Okay, how to follow. All right, so we have systems in command, 19 to connect, 30 to convert. So these are going back into command. We have all our contacts. Then we also have these smart plans. These smart plans are how we keep in touch with our clients. So if you want to put on a smart plan, like Robert was just in here saying that you can automate this stuff. Yes, these are the automations, the smart plans. So if you want to put one of your contacts on a smart plan, just click on the smart plans button. Go to create a smart plan, enter a name. Well, I'm going to go to the library. So here's the smart plan library. The second row is, these are all the Keller Williams created smart plans. All these other smart plans are agent uploads. But here's the Keller Williams ones. There are 10 of them. There's a biweekly neighborhood nurture. There's an 8x8 new contact engagement. Okay, let's look at just one of these. Biweekly neighborhood nurture. This is a biweekly email that helps you reach out to clients, leads, or recruits to show real-time market data specific to their neighborhoods. All right, let's view the steps and see what this is. Day 1, send email. Day 15, repeat plan. Easy. Add smart plan. Bi-weekly neighborhood nation. Okay. I think I already have it in my smart plans. So here's my smart plans. So my bi-weekly neighborhood. There we go. Day 1, send email. Okay. Publish to library now. Okay, so if I want to put someone on a bi-weekly neighborhood, so when you go into your contacts, you can assign them to be on a smart plan. So let me see. There's JJ, that's me. Okay, and I'm going to, I've added neighborhoods for myself, so this is something that you can do for your people, for all your contacts. I am going to smart plans to my long-term, my monthly neighborhood nurture. So I'm on it. Active. Very good. All right, so that's what you want to do with your leads.
So when you add someone to that neighborhood nurture, does it emails them automatically? It writes the email like from Alicia Peter, like with the information.
Yes. Yes, so all the information all of your information that goes out, this is where it's going to come from. It's going to come from settings, connect settings, marketing profile. Everything here in your, it's really weird. And like, you would think it would be here and then in my profile. That's not where it's from. It's in settings, connect settings, marketing profile. This is where all your information comes from. It's your marketing profile. So we work on this on Fridays. Happy to help you with that. But that's where you should be looking. Good question. All right. So we have different systems for keeping in contact with people. Let's take a look at that. All right. A lead, 19 touches each year is called a 19 to connect. So 4 touches, so a quarterly phone call. Everyone gets a quarterly phone call. That's everybody. 12 touches. So the 19 connect will also contain a monthly email, a newsletter, a market report, or video. It's for sure going to be a monthly email. And then 2 touches would be promotional direct mail, such as a magnet calendar, printed market report, etc. So you're going to make 2 unique touches a year. And then some agents have an annual event. So then we have a 36 to convert. This is intense. 4 touches a year, 26 touches, offering some type of value. That's a lot. 36 to convert. 2 touches, events, get-togethers, parties, 4 touches, promotional direct mail. Okay, who am I going to put on a 36 to convert? Someone who's going to do business this year. That's a right now person. I need to be in their face constantly. Don't forget about me. I'm here. Don't forget, here I am. Here I am. Here's value. Boom, boom, boom. That is someone that's going to do business this year. I want to be in their face 100% all the time. Make sense? All right, so we have it. If you're trying to figure out what kind of stuff to add value, you know, in the past, I've always gone to Brandon Miller's website. I want to share that with you. Brandon-Miller.net. So he's our fidelity title guy. I'm sure every title agent has something, but I just want to show you. I've worked with Brandon ever since I became an agent. I met Brandon when he was a brand new title guy at the orientation for the realtor orientation. I met him then. So we go back, 20 years, and here's a link called resources. So there's a lot of stuff here.
Fidelity has got really more than any other really brilliant information and the topic and.
Yeah,
And the-
so I want to be of value to my clients and have
Yeah.
something to send them, or I might be a door knocker and I'm handing out my flyer. Right, that I'm just handing out my flyer to everybody. Don't forget, there's a second side. Right, I want to print something from here on the second side.
Yeah, they have it.
So what would that be? So there's a lot of things I can look at. ADU is an ADU allowed. Here's the accessory dwelling handbook. Let's see. But there's something I'm looking for. Let's see.
But how much we can afford to buy or rent it? Yeah, something like that.
So
Fidelity title force.
I'm just clicking resources. Let's see. There used to be here we go. Educational flyers. This is what I was looking for. Educational flyers. These are things that you can put on the flip side of your flyers that you hand out. And these are things you can just take stuff from here and mail it out. So it comes in all these different languages, Chinese, English, Spanish. So something really cool is there's something called Prop 60, Prop 90, where if you're 55 or older, you can take your property tax with you. So someone who bought a property years and years ago for say $100,000, and their property tax is based upon $100,000 from years ago. They can sell their property that's currently worth 1.5 million and buy another property, 1.5 million, and keep their old property tax. Not only that, there's a new thing that says they can even buy something more expensive, 2 million, and keep their old property tax of 1.5 million on the first 1.5 million, and only pay the increased property tax on the other half.
On the other half.
Fit 19.
It's
That's-
Prop 19.
That's 19, yeah, that's from 19, yeah.
So, methods of holding title. Just don't forget, there's a second page if you're handing out flyers. Don't waste your second page. This is something of value. And if you're doing email, how are you going to come up with all 26 other type of information? Like, what are you putting in there? So this is a resource that you can have to have data to send out, something valuable. A lot of people don't know about it.
Says Brandon S. Miller.
.net, yeah.
And you can put a.
I know that Lauren has something similar. I'm sure Clearmark Title has something
Yeah,
similar.
but the Fidelity really have. And the other office where we were, the guy was coming, there was so many information.
Yeah.
So many things to learn.
All right, so let's look at the 19 to connect. So 4 phone calls, 12 touches that are a monthly email. Okay, right, we talked about. The intent of these touches is to be spread out over account through year, which equates to about 1 touch every 3 weeks. This is to establish a formal relationship and open two-way communication. So every lead is gonna go onto a 19 to connect. Maybe, yeah, but so I think we should all have these smart plans ready to go, and you're gonna pick which smart plan you're putting your client. So a lead should be added to your touch campaign immediately. Be aware that when communicating the leads, it's speed to lead. If someone comes in my open house yesterday and I've captured their phone number and their email address, and they did not write in there that they have an agent, right? After my open house, I'm gonna go home, have dinner, I'll go to my computer, and I will take a few minutes and I'll enter them as contacts in command and put them on immediately on an open house campaign. My open house campaign will be that'll be monthly email number 1, maybe. So it'll say, thank you for coming to my open house. It was nice to meet you. If we didn't get a chance to talk, please reach out to me. That'll be, I'm gonna have an open house smart plan. All right, lead follow-up best practices. Considerations for your lead follow-up program. So when you're thinking about how you're gonna edit your smart plan, What are my strengths in working with people? How can I adapt the touches of 19 to connect to represent me? So you're going to customize it. What are some reasons I might have for contacting the lead? What are some touches to do before or after a phone call? Again, if it's an open, if I'm going to customize this as an open house, then, you know, that's my reason for contact. How am I using conversations plus to know I'm relevant? How to contact me and how to refer business. So just make sure that everything that you send out has your contact information on it. If you do something and someone can't contact you, that's right, you lost that opportunity. When is it best for me in my business to time block for lead follow-up? That's very personal to you. When are you going to create the time to do the work? As Gary Keller says, do the work. When are you going to do the work? So the work is only going to happen when you make the time for it. Coaches will often say, when you are going on vacation tomorrow, it's amazing how much you can get done today. So you want to operate daily like you're going on vacation tomorrow. If you can operate at that level, you are doing the most you can do. Right. Your daily day should be chaos. It should be an organized chaos. And you should be always trying to figure out what's the most urgent thing. Right? You have 100 things on your menu to do, but you can only do the most urgent. Right? That's every day. Now, the more people you contact, bigger your to-do list will be, and you'll always be giving your attention to the most urgent. How much time should it take to reach out to a lead? What will I do to hold myself accountable? What do I need to do to make sure this happens? So we all have to figure out who's going to hold us accountable. Gary Keller says, get out of your head and just do the work. Right? Just do it. Just do it. Holding yourself accountable is the hardest part. I would say if you have a partner, that is going to be a really good way to be accountable. So there used to be a team leader in this office, Joe, who we made it part of our marketing plan to bring talent to the office. So Joe and I would meet every day with a list of agents in other offices on my computer screen. And he would sit across from me, literally right here, and my screen would be here. And we would take turns calling agents to tell them about Killer Mark. So I would start calling until I talked to someone. Then it's his turn. He would start calling down the list until he talked to someone. And we would do that every single day. That was the highest level of accountability I've ever had. We had to show up. We had to make the calls. We were sitting in front of each other. There was no getting away from it. So, you know, are you going to do that to yourself? That's up to you. I mean, how much money do you want to make? You don't have to, in this business, right? It's up to you. I mean, how much money do you want to make? If you commit, you'll make a ton of money. All right. Design your annual 19 to connect touch plan. So this is something that everyone should spend time doing. Should. If you do spend the time on this and you use it, you'll have business. Gary Keller, I've heard him say, people will come up to him and say, I tried it, it didn't work. Gary Keller's response is, did you do it exactly? Did you follow the plan exactly? And the answer is always no. Because if you follow the system, you should have the same results. So this is not made up, right? These are successful models. So work on your business, you get serious about your business, you're going to create your contact plans, you'll get your contacts on it. Only a very few of us are actually going to do this. That's the sad truth. Like, you know, but here are the models. Gary Keller saying, here's what you have to do, guys. Here it is. If you do this, you'll be successful. So 4 calls every quarter, you're going to call every month, someone's gonna get an email from you. A promotional item, right? So. Impact, focus on value. So people need to perceive value from you. If you want help figuring out how to be valuable to people, go back to agent.kw.com. Go back to Connect. This is where we were going to search for Ignite. Instead of searching for Ignite, search for value. Okay. How to articulate your value to your clients? This is what you guys wanted to do to help you figure out how to communicate value to your clients. So here it is. I mean, Gary's done the work for you. You have to come and get it. Personal communication, you need to have that. And then always give statistics and data. So if you this is what people are going to perceive as us being experts. If you go to the MLS, yeah, show you, log into the MLS. When you go into the MLS, there's going to be a link here called Neighborhood Snapshot. So on Sundays, I'm usually having dinner in Cheviot Hills. I should be going every Sunday before I go to dinner to Cheviot and running this report. Cheviot Hills, 1 year, single family report. So it's this easy. This will make me a neighborhood expert. So there are currently 27 homes for sale in Cheviot. So far this month, there have only been 2 sales. Again, there are 27 for sale. There are 4 pending. It's currently taking about 19 to 9 days on the market to sell a house. Very fast. The average sale price in Cheviot right now is 2.9. Last month it was 3. And then the sold price per square foot is a little over $1,000 a foot. All right, so now I'm an expert in Cheviot. I can go, what's going on? How's the market? Everyone's gonna say, how's the market? How's the market? You better have a response for someone that asks you, how's the market? This is how the market is. Yeah.
And when we're looking at the neighborhood snapshot, I remember from sessions ago, what is the number that we should be looking for? It's sales or?
So is it a buyer's market?
You had
or
some
is it a seller's market. So this is gonna be months supply of inventory.
Okay.
So if we are 6 months is really in between. It's not neither, that's an even market. So right now, there's 7 months of inventory. So it's leaning a little toward a buyer's market because there's 7 months of inventory. However, we saw that the days on market is very low. It's only 19, 6 days on market. That means things are snapping. As soon as something comes on the market, it's gone.
So what area is this one?
This is Chevy. Yes. So considering there are 27 homes, there are 27 homes on the market right now. It will take 7 months. It will take 7 months to sell everything. Right. So if nothing new came on the market in 7 months, that means zero inventory. That's what that's saying.
If it is priced right,
Of course.
I mean, if it is,
Price has everything to do with it.
it is.
100%. Now, every property has a price. There's nothing that's sellable.
But I've seen some of them, they cut down price.
I'm just saying in general, everything has a price, right?
Yes.
Everything. So if you're gonna go on a listing appointment to a real dog, it's a fixer, it's tear down, or whatever it is, it has a price. Everything has a price. So you can look at a property and say, this will never sell. Yes, it will at a certain price.
Yeah.
Everything has a price. It's just a different way of looking at things. All right, lead follow-up. So potential lead sources, calls that come in, or are you making calls that go out? A community event, yeah. Past clients, potential leads. Open houses are the best because you're meeting neighbors and you're meeting right now buyers. Purchase leads, you can do that. Social media marketing, you can reach a lot of people. client referrals are probably where most of your business is gonna come from. Someone saying, hey, I know someone who's looking to do something. That's where most of your business is gonna be. Traditional marketing is expensive. Sign calls. You're not gonna get a lot of sign calls, but you know, every person that calls on your sign, you need to have dialogue that's going to try to capture them. If someone calls on your sign, they're gonna say, how much are you asking for that property? That's usually the question they're gonna ask. You need to make sure that they're not calling you from a block number. So if someone is calling me from a block number on a sign call and they're saying, how much is that property? I'm saying, oh, I'm sorry, what's the best number to call you in case we get disconnected? What's your name? What's your best number to call you in case we get disconnected? And then I'll say, oh, that property, okay, and then I'll start talking about it. But I want to capture who I'm talking to first. Because if you don't do that, they're gonna ask you question after question after question after question and then hang up. And then what did that produce? You have nobody to follow up on. Just let you know. Your agent website should be a lead capture website. We have all of our KW websites are lead capture. If you set it to be, it'll allow someone to search for property on your website. You can say unlimited or 10 or 5. How many properties are you gonna let them search before it prompts them to sign in? You can have a blog or newsletter. Okay, statements or questions. Why are you thinking about buying or selling? Tell me more. What will that do for you and your family? When people come in my open house, I'm asking them, do you live in the area? Do you need to sell in order to buy? Why are you here? If you lease, are you in a lease or are you month to month? If you're in a lease, how much time is left on it? Would you consider buying and staying in your lease while you're fixing up the property? Right? So lots of questions. All right. Let's talk about post lead follow-up. So here is the funnel. When two-way communication is established, the lead becomes a contact in your database. Okay, so let's just look at my database. So I'm going to command and I'm going to my contacts. All my contacts are marked as leads. Everyone is a lead. Once I contact them, they become a contact. So Peter, I'm going to call Peter. I'm going to get information on Peter that I don't currently have. So let's look at that. So I have Peter's phone number. I need to add a neighborhood for Peter. I need to add an email address for him and a home address. Then I'm going to call him, talk to him. Hey, Peter, how's it going? It's JJ. Hope all is well. Just curious if you have any plans for real estate this year. Are you planning on buying anything, selling anything, leasing something else? If you're, that's it. That's my conversation with Peter. I'm going to unmark them as a lead. So now Peter is no longer a lead. All right. And I'm going to put Peter on a smart plan too. So, or I can just select Peter and mark him down as a lead, mark his lead. So everyone should be marked as a lead until you have a real estate conversation with them. That's how you differentiate between people you've talked to or not. Okay, so when two-way communication is established, the lead becomes a contact. Right? So I can just put people into my database, put them in. Those are leads. Right? So if I'm importing a list or whatever, when I'm importing, I can mark everyone as a lead at that time I'm importing. Okay, now move the person from 19 to connect to 36 to convert. So this is saying that everyone should become a 19 to connect first, and then a 36 to convert. So let's see what Gary Keller says. You achieved the purpose of 19 to connect, which was to connect with the lead, opening the door for a two-way conversation. So basically, Gary Keller is saying everyone should become first a 19 to connect. Once you made connection with them, immediately move them to a 36 to convert. Connecting with that lead does not necessarily mean they will do business with you or your relationship is as strong as it could be. That is why you then continue into another touch campaign. Whether it is a lead or a contact in your database, every person should be on a touch campaign. This is how you'll gain and keep mind share while continuing to do all the jobs of a real estate agent. So We don't have to figure this out. It's all done for us. We just have to use the systems that we're given. Any questions? Lead capture, put them in your database. Maybe they are leads now. I'm on the 1959. Once you contacted them, switch them to a 36 to convert. You're going to cultivate them until you get an appointment. Right? So that's the whole goal, is to get an appointment, either a listing appointment or a buyer appointment. And then you're going to list them as a seller or buyer. And then you're going to try to get them under contract. And the whole time you're going to be asking them for referrals. All right, one, to cement. A high value touch that solidifies the relationship you have just established and opens the door for future interactions. So I would say taking someone out for lunch, that's a one to cement, right? Anyone else think one to cement? Maybe taking a compromising picture of somebody. That would be a one. That was a joke. One to cement. Cement touch is a high value touch that offers a strong first impression, sets the tone for your relationship together. Whatever you choose here should serve more than one purpose. The touch should tell them about the service you provide, help set up a conversation for later, serve as a reminder of the interaction, tell them how to refer business to you. If you offered the Keller Inc. book for first home as a gift to a first home buyer lead, even though it cost a bit, will it make such an impression? Lead chooses to continue the relationship. So we have a website called kellerinc.com. Keller Inc. And you can buy Keller Williams publication. I don't know, check Amazon, I have no idea. But you can buy stuff here at Keller Inc. Here's the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book from $17. I don't have any to buy to get that. One thing, Millionaire Real Estate Investor. Look, if you have an investor client, this is a nice gift to give them, the real estate investor. If you have an investor client, that's a nice gift, right? They'll read it. For first home. So if you're going after first-time home buyers, if someone who signs a buyer rep agreement with you, this might be a nice gift for them. Maybe just don't give it out to anybody, but someone who signs a buyer representation agreement with you, this is a nice gift to give them when they sign up, right? Congratulations, let's find your property. By the way, here's something you can read. Okay. We're almost done. I don't evaluate. I should take your creative criticism instruction. Anyone want to volunteer some? What? No, done. Never mind. Daily success is done. All right, we need to have 10 real estate conversations a day. This is doing the work. This is the work. It's calling, looking at your phone, and you have to figure out who are the 10 people that I'm going to call and just make the calls. This doesn't have to be a chore. It's just calling someone. Hey, how you doing? Do you have any plans for real estate this year? You have to have 10 of those conversations. Okay. 10 contacts should be added to your database. Why do we need to continuously add contacts? Because there will be people that move and there will be people that leave your database. Your database is a living thing, right? It's not static. So because people will be leaving your database, we have to make sure we keep replenishing. The way to have more business is to have more leads. All right, 10 handwritten notes. If you can do a handwritten note, more awesome. I would say birthday cards are probably the easiest one. That's a big deal. And if you have your clients' kids' birthdays, that's an even bigger deal. If you're sending your client's kid a birthday card on their birthday, your client will never forget that. If you are a social media person, this is really 10 likes, 5 comments, and 1 post or direct message. 10 likes, 5 comments, 1 post or direct message. And enrichment, again, is going to be that high value touch. Either a gift, a lunch, or something like that. Okay. Careful, don't calling the do not call list. You can find up to $40,000, so don't do that. Okay, and today's affirmation: engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution, And people are happy to be in a relationship with me. Why? Because I'm not begging them for their business. I'm offering them assistance with anything they need help with. You are there to say, what do you need help with? I am here. I have tons of. I have tons of resources that could be valuable to you. How can I help you? So it's not asking people their business, it's letting people, reminding people, your friends, that you're there to help them and guide them. And you have lots of resources to do that. Role play, it's always good if you are unsure of what you're gonna say, or we have scripts and dialogues. Pick a role play partner, pretend one person's the agent, the other person's the client. I know that you guys do that, hopefully in Justin Jacobson's class on Wednesdays at 9:30. Generation concepts, yes, all right, celebrate your successes, don't forget. Command and connect, I've been showing you, right, don't forget these, the agent.kw.com. And you have these two links here, one is command, one is connect. Connect is our learning area. Okay. And next week we'll be doing follow up with leads. So that's class today, guys. Any questions? You have a question?
I really enjoy it's working at. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
That story smart.
You can tell us.